Historic, Paterson, New Jersey, the Silk City, home of natural wonders, birthplace of legends.
Look at us as the city's attic. And if you pull some of the drawers of this attic, you're going to find one person who's loved Paterson more than anyone else I can think of. And that would be the comedian, actor, writer Lou Costello. Housed in some of these boxes are some of the memorabilia that actually belonged to Lou, photographs, story, and some of the props he even used in his movies. In Lou's time, he would have seen the most productive time in Paterson's history. And actually he would have noticed one industry going and another one rising. 1906, all the silk mills were off and running. They may be silent today, but they would have been the theme music heard throughout the city of Paterson, with one brief interruption when they had the Great Silk Strike of 1913. Locomotives, he would have seen the tail end of that. Through the early teens, Paterson was still a #1 manufacturer for steam engines. But Lou would have seen the greatest change and the greatest wealth of the city at its height.
A hero to many of us? Absolutely. He showed a positive image of Paterson, that you can grow up on the port side of town and become somebody.
He's one of the best that ever came out of Paterson, and you know, if it wasn't for people like him, it wouldn't be people like me. Like, I'm a gospel artist and a promoter, and I thank God for him paving the way and open up doors for young people like me to be into the entertainment industry.
We've got who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
That's what I want to find out.
That's what I'm telling you. Who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
Are you the manager?
Yes.
Do you know the fellow's names?
Well, I should.
Well, then who's on first?
Yes.
I mean the fellow's name.
That's it.
That's who?
Yes.
Go ahead and tell me.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who?
The first baseman.
Who is on first?
What are you asking me for?
I'm not asking, I'm telling you that's the man's name.
That's whose name?
Yes.
So tell me who's on first.
That's right.
Abbott and Costello, first of all, to me, epitomized the 1940s. Yeah, I know there's the Andrews sisters and Glenn Miller, but as far as comedy is concerned, Abbott and Costello all the way. Tops. I mean, you just can't beat them.
Man with a genuine sense of humor and innovative and could ad-lib and, you know, became famous in the vaudeville area, and he took vaudeville into the television, radio area, and maintained his versatility and stardom ongoing in all 3 different venues.
Lou Costello was a kind and gentle man who loved children. Here's a person that cared about these young kids, and from all walks of life in Paterson. There was no color barriers, no language barriers. He just loved everybody, all the kids especially.
Get a real insight into Lou and how he felt about the people of Paterson. This is a recent donation from one of our Paterson school teachers. Lou visited her mother while she was in the hospital at St. Joseph's, and it says just simply, "To Ruth, keep your spirits high. They cannot defeat you. All my love, speedy recovery, yours, Lou Costello." I mean, the sincerity in his eyes and his penmanship, it just tells the whole story of who he really was and how he felt about his fellow Patersonians.
Lou Costello, the man, an incredible family man.
Oh, definitely.
And you can see it in the home movies.
He wasn't the kind of father, I mean, yes, they were away a lot, they traveled and things, but they were always there for Christmas, for birthdays. He was there for his family, always. And I think he will be remembered forever.
Lou truly had a love affair with the city of Paterson. He loved Paterson, again, more than any other person that I know to this day. And as a professional, he was able to work it into everything he did. Even though he may have left Paterson in '41, he never forgot her throughout his entire professional career until his last day.
Being a fighter out of Paterson has played a big role in my life. Being here at the Lou Costello Boxing Gym, I think that just the name itself, the Lou Costello Boxing Gym, the legacy, I guess will keep on for a long time. But this isn't just a gym, it's a name. Lou Costello gave something back to the city of Paterson. Lou Costello gave back himself. This gym had an impact on my life. It made me the man that I am today.
He gave us an identity by always mentioning Paterson and saying all the good things about Paterson. and that was important.
Looking at some of these images of where Lou Costello lived and spent his childhood and his early adult years, it left such an impression on him that he took it wherever he went. He was always proud to say he was from Paterson, New Jersey. And for us, it made us proud to be Patersonians because Lou loved the city so much and he wasn't afraid to tell anyone.
He's a great person, a great role model, you know, one of our own from Paterson.
Lou Costello will never be forgotten. You know, a local hero, but he'll never be forgotten by the world. He innovated, you know, techniques of humor, and when he's famous for many, many lines that go on many, many years past this film. His background created his success.
I know.
The whole love that Lou had for Paterson, that Paterson gave him back, it just was almost an organic and natural thing.
As a little boy at Sandy Hill Park, after the Paterson Midget League had their parade, we were able to go up there and shake his hand, as almost every kid did. But that's when I got to meet him personally.
Lou Costello gave my father a lighter, a Zippo lighter that he saved. Lou Costello signed the Zippo lighter with a diamond pen to Stan Levine, Lou Costello.
It was such a thrill when Bill and I went out there to see Lou's childhood home, to see the school that he attended, to see the church that he attended. It was just like beside the statue. It was just a thrill to be in Paterson, be walking the streets that Lou Costello walked. I just can't express to you the feeling that I had doing that. It was an honor, it was a privilege, it was a thrill. Lou Costello was always, you know, a warm, friendly person. Always, they were very down to earth. He would come into my barbershop. He would come into my restaurant. He always revisited. He gave back to the town that gave him to the world.
Lou Costello is a local hero. He's a legend, and he is remembered every day in Paterson.
Lou Costello left his mark on Paterson. It inspired me.
Funniest guy in the world.
Just a comedian, a very good comedian at that. I believe if he was still alive, he'd still make people laugh.
Lou Costello will never be forgotten in this town, Paterson.
One of the best loved projects that Lou Costello did for the city of Paterson was help raise the money to create the new church of St. Anthony's. The original church was a wood frame church and it was a poor neighborhood. Once Lou started making it big in Hollywood, and he didn't want people to forget Paterson because he never forgot Paterson or where he grew up, as he went back to his neighborhood and helped raise the money to create the beautiful church that we have today.
Lou Costello is Paterson's favorite son. He never forgot it. He always made note of it on television and on screen. And he always made it a point to come to Paterson, New Jersey, as often as possible.
Well, the town, as everybody says, loved him. He built a pool for the underprivileged. I taught an after-school drama class for a brief time at the grade school that he attended, and there were people there. This is now in the 70s, and people still remembered him because he never forgot them.
No, he was the man who constantly gave back to the place that gave him, that honored him.
He was a man who never forgot where he came from.
Absolutely not.
Lou so loved the city of Paterson that he made sure that it was also the hosting spot for one of the premieres of one of his movies, One Night in the Tropics. And it opened at the Fabian Theater. And the Fabian Theater has a long history involved with from Lowell's and Jacob Fabian, who opened up a whole string of theaters throughout America. But most important, Lou wanted to make sure he did something for Paterson. Not only did he work to manage to get the name Paterson, New Jersey in whatever film, radio, or TV show he was doing, but he also wanted to make sure we had a world premiere here as well.
When the movie Jack and the Beanstalk was made, they had a screening here in Paterson, and to get in, the kids had to donate a can of food to get to see the movie. It was an exciting thing. Him and Abbott were here. When we went to Church Street to the Fabian Theater, it was lit up beautifully. It had a great marquee. Like, we felt that Holly was in Paterson that day when he premiered the movie. It was just a great feeling, and to be part of that event.
Look, when you pay off the first baseman every month,
right,
who gets the money?
Every dollar of it. Well, why not? The man's earned it. He's entitled to it.
Who is?
Certainly.
So who gets it?
Yes, sometimes his wife comes out and picks it up for him.
Whose wife?
Yes.
Look, when you put this guy on the team, when you add him to the roster,
right?
Did you get the first baseman to sign a contract?
Of course he signed a contract.
The first baseman signed a contract.
Had to sign a contract.
How did he sign his name?
Who?
The guy that signed the contract.
Who?
The guy that signed the contract.
Who?
The guy that signed the contract!
It wouldn't be any good unless he signed it.
Wouldn't be good unless who signed it?
That's right.
So who signed the contract?
Absolutely.
Lou is definitely the favorite son of Paterson. The fact that they erected a beautiful memorial statue to him. How many celebrities have statues erected of themselves in their hometown?
One of the main artifacts that we have to depict Lou is a scale model of the statue that's in Federici Park. The funds that were raised for that statue were led by an effort by Lou Duva and Lou Cuccinella to create this fitting tribute. In 1941-42, Lou actually came to Paterson and posed for Federici. So we had his likeness done by the artist that was, going to be the future park name that the statue would be put in.
Lou Costello Memorial Association, when they approached Mayor Marty Barnes, who was the mayor at the time, they openly supported that. When we dedicated it in the 90s, hundreds of people were here. It was so positive. The community just came out. And it was just a festive activity that day. And it's a very important part of our history now.
Abbott! Who's on first?
Yeah, he was...
Was he on second?
yeah, who is he?
I
think he was on first.
Now, where the Great Falls has been designated as a national park, we hope tourism comes back. We hope that a national park gives us a beautiful outlook. Having famous Patersonians like Mr. Costello, Larry Doby coming out of here, it's hopefully that this national park at the Great Falls will ignite the reconstruction of our stadium, Hinchcliffe Stadium. So I believe that this is putting us forward again into a positive direction. His mention of Paterson everywhere he went, on TV and in the movie screen, was so made Paterson important in the 40s and 50s and 60s until he passed away late 59. He was a big influence on many Patersonians, and we'll never forget him. He was one of the best.